is one of the toughest one. This one and the splitter, I think, is one of the toughest one. Pitch around, beautiful. That's it. Yo YouTube, what is going on? YeYo here, bringing you another MLB The Show 21 video. This is the one that a lot of people have been asking for, so I'm gonna bring it before I bring any other gameplay video. This is Pinpoint pitching tips and tricks video. We've played already a few games. I wanted to play a few games to make sure that online games played the same as custom practice, and it kind of does. I practice a lot in custom practice with this Pinpoint during the tech test and before MLB The Show 21 came out, so I wanted to play some online games. I already did, and I think I got it figured out. A lot of people on my streams, twitch.tv/YeYo. Link of that is going to be down in the description below with our Twitter, Instagram, Discord, all of it. Make sure to check us out there. But on our stream, I was pitching, I was dotting, and people kept asking me, how do I do it? Do a video on it. So here's the video. Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't done so already. If you want more MLB The Show 21 content, this is one channel to get it, and make sure to click on that bell to get notified every time we upload a new video. I don't want to make it too complicated because it's really not. I think like a lot of people are getting too focused on they're just getting lost in the whole thing. It's not as easy as meter where you just press a button. It's not as easy as pulse where you just press a button, but all of that was timing and stuff. Here you need a right stick. You need to dominate your right stick, and it's really not that difficult, but it can take a little bit of practice. Let's go ahead and jump into custom practice and get started. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick some of these legend teams and then use them. I think they have more of a variety of pitchers, and it doesn't matter when, but I want pitchers with different pitches. I'm gonna go over fastballs, changeups, sliders, curveball, all of it. All right, so right here I am using Bob Gibson. Now I do have zoom as my camera, so it's kind of behind the catcher. You can use it behind the pitcher, wherever you feel more comfortable. I do like it. I've been using it behind the catcher. Sometimes I switch it up depending how it is, if I get tired or whatnot. Do use pitch trail fade as well. This one is honestly, it's up to you. If you feel more comfortable, if you like the ones with the arrows more, you can do that. This is another one that a lot of the times I change depending, I get tired of it or I want a different view. I'll change this as well, but right now we're gonna go with zoom, and we're gonna go with pitch trail fade with zoom camera, the pitching view, and then as you can see, Pinpoint. We're gonna start with Bob Gibson. Now most of the pitchers are gonna have a 4-seam fastball, and honestly this is one of the toughest one if you ask me. Why? Because fastballs are down and you go up, and actually I'm gonna change. Let me go ahead and step off. I'm gonna change, instead of making it fade, I'm actually gonna make it on. So because I do want to show you a couple of things. So when you pick fastballs, you see that shadow around the baseball. So the harder the difficulty circle is going to be, or the bigger that circle is going to be, because it's going to give you a larger variety of where the pitch is going to be. Let's say you have 100% accuracy and perfect. The fastball is going to land somewhere in that circle. It doesn't mean it's going to land every single time where the ball is. So it gives you that it's not going to be perfect all the time, but even 100% is going to fall there. So you want to keep that in mind. Another thing you can see, we're using pitching difficulty on legend, so we'll see how these go. I haven't played a legend game yet, but I know that's what I was practicing, so it should be okay. So fastballs, we select the fastball where you pick where you want it, and you can see at the bottom how it goes left and right depending on where you have to go. It's kind of like the analog where you had to type or angled it towards the yellow circle, but in analog it was up. This time you're gonna have to go down. So you see how they're telling you how to do it. You start down, go up, and you hold it. By the time he's about to release it, that's when you go down. You can either go by the leg, when the leg is about to land, he's about to release the ball, or the circle is going to start shrinking, kind of like pulse. And that's the perfect timing. That's the timing that you want. That's one of the most important thing in the pitching. So we're going to go down, up. You can see 90% accuracy. Boom. You can see I waited a little bit as the circle was shrinking. That's where you want to be. If you're a little early, I'm going to try to do it early, and you see where I'm aiming. If you're early, you're going to see how it's going to be higher. So you see how the pitch was a little higher because I was 0.10 early. Now I'm going to do it late. Keep this in mind as well. I'm going to do it late, and the ball is going to be a little lower. I was still a little early. Let me go ahead and make sure I get one late, and it's going to be a lower pitch. There you can see I was 0.08 late, so it's going to be a little lower. So keep that in mind this goes for every single pitch. So if you're early on the timing, the pitch is going to go high. If you're late, it's going to go low. So for example, oh, I want this slider, but I want to make sure it's in the dirt. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm a little late or perfect. Oh, that's in the dirt. See, I was a little late. If you can, if you get it down to where you can do it perfect all the time, then you're gonna be golden. I was early there, it was hanging a little bit. Keep in mind also that it's on legend. But that's the number one thing, the timing. Timing is gonna be where the circle is gonna be as smallest. Boom, right there, that's where you want it. Let's try one more time with a fastball. And again, it can take a little bit of practice, and it can be a little bit difficult, but practice it. Pinpoint is the way you wanna go. Let's do it one more time. Up and down. Smallest. Boom. Right there. I don't know why they didn't give me the perfect. It was 0, 0, 0, but that was a perfect. Also, what you want in accuracy, I think 80% and above is very solid. So if you get 80%, you're going to be just fine. For the fastballs, a lot of people have trouble going down and then up, right? And one thing you can kind of like combat with that issue is if you go down, let go, and then go up, it'll give you 70%. So it's going to be basically impossible to get 100%, but it'll be a little easier to keep control of that right stick. Down. Oh, I let go. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Because I don't do it like that, but I know there's that way. So I'm going to go down, let go of the right stick, and immediately go up. So down, let go, and up. I got 100%. It worked. I guess I should start doing that. Perfect. You see it right down the middle. Again, fastball, you go down, let go, and up. 81%. That's still solid enough where you're going to be able to keep dotting. So that's one trick with the fastball that you can do. Let's do it one more time. Down, let go, up. 77% is not bad. There we go. I think, again, the fastball can be a little tricky, but practice it, practice it, practice it. What you want to get down is that timing. That perfect timing is going to be the key. Let's go ahead and switch over to a slider where I already used a couple. You can see the slider is the second pitch. That circle, because it's on ledge, is going to be a little bit bigger. So to dot is going to be more difficult. Now you can see how they draw it. It's kind of slow. And I think the issue that I was having when I first started trying it is that I was doing too fast. So I was doing a lot of this. And the accuracy 22, and it was too slow, so, or it was too fast. So you want to slow it down. You want to do it at the same pace they are showing you right here. Boom. 93%. That's very good. And then we go perfect. That's an absolute dot. Again, that's exactly what you want to do. You want to do it at the same timing they are showing you. Every pitcher has their own timing. It can be a little different. Again, another dot. That slider is not being hit for a home run. Very rarely. Let's do it one more time. 100% and perfect. Unhittable. The key is to do it slow. Do it at the same time that they're doing. The slider and a lot of the pitches go around in the circle. So what you want to do is just go in the same circle. Like, make sure the right stick is in the corners. You want to make sure it's in the actual corners of, and I'm not using a control freak in this one, but if you want a control freak, or if you use control freak, make sure you do it whatever you feel more comfortable. If you need control freaks, code exclamation point KF, I was gonna say on Twitch, but code YeYo give you 10% off. But what you want to do is kind of like go, make sure you're touching the edges on the right stick. So let's do it again. And make sure that's why you don't see the shaking on the slider, because I'm going around the same right stick circle thing. One more time. 100% and perfect. I think we got the slider down. And you could tell when the slider, that's for the slider inside on righties. And if we go inside on lefties, you can see the circle, how it goes down. So it can be a little tricky to send it when you go down to go towards the sides. That's something that you have to get used to. Same thing with analog. You have to go to the sides. It's the same thing with the pinpoint. So you go like this. I'm doing it middle, but you go straight down. That's an absolute beautiful pitch. Again, the timing is going to be the key. Sinker. A lot of people love using the sinker. This is the one you want to get down. Honestly, it's kind of short. So you just go down around 81% and the perfect timing. Absolute dot. I didn't even move it. And sometimes there's no need. And that's why I'm saying that 80% is the one that you want. At least 80%. If you can get 100, even better. You can see there, I was early, the ball was high. Let me try to do it one that is late. I was a little late. It was a little lower. You can tell. So you can control it. So for example, let's say I go sinker and I go like this. I know I messed it up. So I'm going to be early to make sure I throw the ball and I don't leave one ball hanging. Or vice versa. Let's say you mess it up again. Oh, I messed it up 53. I'm going to go late to make sure it's in the dirt. So you can play with that timing to make sure you don't leave a ball hanging if the accuracy of the trail is not as good. 35. Okay, I'm going to do early because I want to make sure it's not a strike. And keep that in mind with every pitch. Early is going to be a little higher. Late is going to be a little lower. So that's another example for the sinker. Let's go ahead and throw a curveball. Curveball can be a little tricky because it starts at that like 7 or 8 o'clock spot. We go around. That's still 100%. I was a little early on that, so that's why you can tell it hung a little. So with the curveballs, you got to be very careful because you do not want to hang a curveball down the middle of the plate. So this one, be either perfect or be a little late. Try to get that timing down. Again, every pitcher have their own timing. This is going to be beautiful, 100%. I was a little early. Still good enough. 0.02 is still good enough. Sometimes they count that as perfect. Let's do it one more time. And this is very similar to the slider. It goes around. You got to keep the right stick around. Make sure you're touching the edges and just go with the same flow, the same timing that they are showing you. 100%. Boom, we'll go down. That's an absolute dot of a curveball. And this is his 4th pitch. So you can see how the circle gets bigger and bigger, right? So that was a curveball, and look at the fastball. You can see it's almost double the difference because the higher the pitch, if you can see X, 0, or circle, triangle, square, it's going to be usually more control is going to be their best pitch. So changeups is going to be their worst pitch. You can see how that shade is bigger, and you can see the changeup there. So let's try the changeup. Changeup is going to be down and around. You're going to go left, but all of the pitches are going to end at the top, and you're going to have to go down at some point. Some of them are going to be very tough. We'll get to them in just a second, but down, we keep it. I was too slow on that one. I felt it. I wanted to make sure I was late, not leave a changeup hanging. You do not want to leave a changeup hanging, especially when it's his worst pitch. So we go down around 81. I'm okay with that. Let's try to perfect it. Little early. Changeup is not his best pitch. You could tell how much of a difference that was. Do it one more time. There we go. I was early and to the side. So it's going to be a little bit harder to control the pitches that are not their best pitch. It's going to hang, but the more you practice, boom, that's a good one. Again, changeups anyways, you want to throw it usually low in the dirt. So if you put it here, there's basically a 50-50 chance that it's going to be either a strike or a ball. So the changeup, if you want it in the dirt, go ahead and put it here. Make sure that it's going to be in the dirt. Right there. That's exactly where you want the changeup. So again, it's part of the pitching. Make sure you want it here. If you want it in the zone, you just have to be earlier and just leave it a little bit hanging. But this is where you want to throw the changeups usually if you want to make sure it's in the dirt. That's beautiful. And the perfect timing is probably going to be a little bit more difficult for the hitter to pick up. Let's go ahead and change our pitcher and see who else we got here. Babe Ruth has a fastball. So Seaver, Raleigh Fingers has a sinker and a forkball. So let's go ahead and practice that forkball with Raleigh Finger. Not a lot of players or pitches have this pitch. And it's one of the most difficult. So we're going to have to go left, around, and then up, and we go down. Tough. It can be very tough. It's his 3rd pitch, but you can see we go left, around, up. Was too much and too fast. So this one is one of the toughest one. This one and the splitter, I think, is one of the toughest one. Pitch around. Beautiful. That's it. I mean, that's perfection right there, even though it's tough. So you got to keep the timing. Make sure you're doing it too slow. You're not getting ahead of yourself. Boom. Beautiful fork right there. They'll swing over that 90% of the time. Let's do it one more time. Around, up. I'm okay with that. So Screwball is actually one of the easiest one. It's basically the same as the cutter, but to the right. So we're going to go like this, right and up. A little bit of a longer wind up, and then perfect. Right there, Screwball. And we have a couple pitchers that have Screwball as their primary pitch. This is not the only one. John Franco is another one. Fernando Valenzuela has a Screwball. So keep that in mind if you're going to be using Pinpoint. Keep in mind the pitches that they have, because you don't want to have pitchers that have splitter and forkball where you're going to have a tough time throwing it all the time, right? You want to have the cutters, which is easy, the fastballs, the sliders. You can see the screwball. It's just this simple. It's so tough to mess this up. And he's still going to have the fastball. He's still going to have, like, some of them will have the sinker cutters. Let's do it one more time. Screwball, 90%. Perfect. That's nasty. You see the movement when you get that perfect timing, and that's exactly why I'm saying that the timing is going to be the most important thing. I don't even look at the pitcher. The reason why I look at the little circle shrinking is because every pitcher has a different windup. So I don't want to look at the release. I want to look at the circle and time that circle. That's the one you want to perfect. Let's do it one more time. Boom. Disgusting. That's unhittable. Let's try. Go ahead and try the curveball again. Curveball is gonna go down and around. This is the 12-6, 100%. This is one of the simple ones as well. I was early, and we know, again, keep in mind this is a triangle, so it's one of the, he's this third pitch, so he's not gonna be as accurate. So if you're gonna be early, it's gonna be more than early. Perfect. Exactly. Go down, around, slowly. Boom. Circle. You're sitting down. That's a perfect timing. Again, let's do it one more time. And again, this is practice. It takes practice, and I'm gonna have to do it a little bit to the inside. Boom. There you go. Missed it by a little bit, not much. I'm okay with that pitch. Let's try to do it to the right, and this is when it gets a little difficult. You got to angle the right stick to go down to where you have it. If you're gonna go to the right, you got to angle the right stick in that same angle, right? So down, around. I'm gonna go a little to the right. Boom. Disgusting. So angle the right stick when you're coming down, left or right, depending on when you're aiming. Let's see who else we have here. Here's a Mary Child Screwball. There's a sweeping curve. Let's see how the sweeping curve for Newhouser is. So it's basically as the other curveball that we saw. Little that 7-8. I'm okay with that. Those can be a little difficult because it's kind of like 3/4, right? It's not even left or down. It's like that in between. So it can be a little bit more difficult. So practice. Make sure to come to pitching and practice them right here. One more time. 100%. I'm okay with that. And perfect. I mean, you don't need anything else. That's an absolute dot. And then he has the changeup, which is down and up. Obviously, some pitchers are going to be a little different. Let me see if I have somebody with a... if we have somebody with a splitter. If not, I'll make sure we find one. Not many have splitters, so I don't know. I'm just gonna try this once. Look at the knuckleball. The knuckleball is horrible. Left, right, up, 70%. I'm completely okay with that. I'm completely okay with that. Knuckleballs are so tough, and that's why I think, like, people are using Pinpoint. Obviously, they can switch. But if they're using Pinpoint for knuckleball, it's gonna be super difficult. I have a hard time doing it. Let's do it one more time. Hey, I'm okay with 70%. I'm absolutely okay with 70%. But he does have the screwball as well. You see, super easy for that one. Boom, perfect. I'm okay. 0.04, and like I mentioned, 0.04. It was late, but it counted as perfect. Again, the key is gonna be that. It's gonna be the timing. You want to make sure. Let's go with Seaver just to finish it off. Do it one more time. Fastball. You can see how small that shadow is, right? We go down, we go up. 81%. I'm okay with that. I'm trying to get perfect timing. I'm okay with that. That pitch is very good. If they take it, they take it. You just don't want to leave it down the middle of the plate. 81% again. I mean, those are dots. Those are absolute dots. And though they're balls, that's where you want it. You don't want to leave it down the middle of the plate. Boom. Right there. That's a fastball. Let's go ahead and do it again with the slider. So we're going to go left, around. I slowed it down towards the end, so I messed up. So 55%. I should have done it either early or late to make sure it didn't hang. So we go around. 69 is not the best, so I'm going to try to be a little late. Boom. I was a little late. It was under. It wasn't going to hang. With the off speed, try to be late because you don't want to leave it hanging to where it's going to be down the middle. Especially off speed, they're going to be destroyed all the time. And you can see the shadow for the slider, even for Tom Seaver, is not. It's kind of big, to be honest. But that's an absolute dot. 68%. But the timing was very good. One more time. 100%. Boom. Perfect. Beautiful pitch. Beautiful pitch. But yeah, the timing is timing. Make sure you're doing it slow. Practice it. Let's do it one time from the stretch, because from the stretch, it does change a little. So here you can see from the stretch, it's going to be from the stretch, so it's going to be a little bit faster. But the actual speed where you do the right stick is going to be the same. I did it too fast. It's going to be the same. Down, up. What is going to be faster is the coming down fast. So sometimes if the pitcher has a little bit of a longer windup, you can wait at the top for a little bit longer. But for when you have runners on base, you have to come down faster. So you're up and down again. See, so you just can't sit there waiting for the release. You still focus on the circle shrinking, right? So we're gonna go around, shrinks, boom. I'm okay with that. Give me the double plate. Well, 96 speed, maybe not. But you're still looking at the ball where it's gonna be shrinking. So up, down, shrinks, boom, right there. It's gonna be faster. There's gonna be some cards that are gonna be super difficult because it's so fast, right? Like I was using Daring All Day. I'm talking and trying to do this, but I was using Daring All Day. He automatically pitches from the stretch and it's a little bit faster. So you just gotta get that timing down. Let's do the curveball. We're going around and down. Beautiful. Again, keep looking at the ball. Keep looking at that circle when it comes down for the timing. Boom. Beautiful. Griffey just smoked it, but that's the timing that you want. That's exactly the timing that you want. Focus on that. Focus on tempo. Tempo. Timing. That's pretty much it for the pitching. Pinpoint pitching, tempo and timing. Once you get it, keep practicing. Go to custom practice. Practice it like I've been doing it. But make sure the key is going to be, again, slow, keeping it around the same circle on the right stick. Keeping it on the edges. But yeah, that will do it for me. If you enjoyed the pinpoint pitching tips, if you liked it, make sure you like the video and subscribe for more tutorials, more tips and tricks, more gameplays for MLB The Show 21. Also, make sure to click on that bell to get notified every time we upload. Again, let me know if you want to see, what other videos do you want to see on tips and tricks. I think pinpoint is one that a lot of people have been asking, so I wanted to bring that to you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped some of you out. If it did, again, let me know down in the comment section below. This is YeYo. Thank you so much for watching. I'll check it on the next one. I'm out.